What a day. What a day. Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially live. Late night show starring yours truly, DJ Pakman, in the building. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, first and foremost, you know what? I'm not... okay, first, whatevers, okay? Don't judge me. And I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't judge me. I decided to put the man bun back on, okay? And look, here's the thing. I do this thing because I feel it gives me a different look. I don't necessarily like it, but I like the look it gives me. It's a little confusing, but that's besides the point. It's back on. Man bun is back on, and it's here to stay. Okay, all right, guys. Truth be told, my wife likes it. Happy wife, happy life. Who believes that? Does anybody actually believe that? Happy wife, happy life. Instagram, anybody? Happy wife, happy life. I don't know. I'm married, so I feel like there's some truth to that. But that does not mean you need to be miserable. I'll tell you that much. All right? Hey, big shout out to you, eWater415, DJ Kato. It's roast season, man. Yeah, I'm gonna roast some people today. Absolutely, it's gonna happen. Absolutely. Smarty Lulu, big shout out to you. Hello. Thank you so much for joining the show. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing about happy wife, happy life, okay? Now, I've seen some TikTok videos that I'm not going to call anybody out. First of all, because I don't remember, like, their username. I don't actually remember the username. But there's these couples that fight on TikTok. Nasty. Like, nasty. And it is not cool. Like, I know they're doing it for the clout. I know they're literally doing it just to get the attention, to get the likes, I really hope, for the sake of their marriage, that they are not like that in real life, okay? One of them in particular, this one cracks me up every time I watch this TikTok user. It's like hilarious to me. It's the white girlfriend, Mexican husband, or white girl. Ooh, that got into some dicey territory there. White wife, Mexican husband. So not girlfriend, not the side piece, not the other one, not the hyena, not the... No. Hey, let's stop right there. Let's not get into rumors. Let's not make assumptions. Okay? You didn't hear... I corrected myself on the show, so... Okay, Kato, yeah, exactly. So, this couple, it's the Mexican dude is introducing his wife to all of these Mexican customs, and the wife is just not having it, okay? She's just, like, not having it. But she treats her husband like, oh, man... I wouldn't want to be in that relationship. Let's just put it that way. No. Once again, I think they're just doing it for the clout. I think they're just like, whatever it is. But here's the thing. Happy wife, happy life. Is it true or is it not true? Okay? Not in that scenario. If the husband is going to be miserable and not be able to introduce his wife to customs that are very Mexican, oh my God, come on. Nah. You gotta be able to share customs. You gotta be able to share customs. Now look, there's gotta be a mutual respect as well, right? You gotta understand that your wife, who is American, is not gonna be so easy to jump into something like drinking till 4 a.m, like most Mexican parties go. Yes, Kato, you are 100% correct. That is very true. Okay? So once again, the white wife is not gonna be so easy to jump into a custom like, hey, the party's gonna go till 5 in the morning, we're gonna be drinking, and you're gonna be my designated driver, you're gonna drive me home. Ooh, tough one, right? Tough. But a custom like, hey, my mom is gonna cook dinner, I'm gonna go pick it up and have some of my mom's dinner. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And look, my mom, sometimes cooks for me. My wife doesn't seem to mind. Like I love my mom's, recipes and food, and why wouldn't you, right? Why wouldn't you love your mom's cooking? And there's like, your wife is not there to replace your mom. I don't think that's how marriage works. Whew. I'm saying a lot of things, guys. I'm saying a lot of things. It's getting hot in here. Whew. Is my wife on this thing? Hello? Is my wife on here? I don't know. But your wife is not there to replace your mom. Your mom is your mom. Your wife is your wife. They're two separate categories. If you like your mom's cooking, go ahead, go to your mom's house, get your mom's food. That's fine. If you like your wife's cooking, go ahead, get your wife's cooking, love your wife's cooking. That's it. Two separate categories. It's very simple. I can't understand, why, like I said on TikTok, it's not, and you know what, Kato, it's not just that one couple, man. There's several couples that, I know of this other one, this Cuban dude who's always like saying things that are, he's literally, once again, I don't know how real this is, but he's literally just trying to piss off his wife on purpose all the time. I don't know. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? I personally, once again, I agree, happy wife, happy life, but you gotta be happy too. You gotta be happy too. It's very important that you're happy too, okay? And different customs are different, all right? You're getting married. That means, families are different. Even if it's a Mexican getting married to a Mexican, sometimes things are very different. A perfect example. Somebody getting married in somebody from Mexico City getting married to somebody from Sonora. Very different cultures, right? Very different cultures. So, once again, once you get married, you're walking into different territory. It's very important to get to know your partner and be able to work together with your partner. I think that's one of the most important things that you can do. I want to say, I'm going to take some time right now to say hello to everybody on Instagram. Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all joining the late night show starring DJ Pakman. Guys, I might need to crash at one of your places tonight because after my wife hears the show, she might not let me in the house. So, I'm just kidding. But, hello, Mr. Josh in the building. Thank you so much for joining in. Juseth Torres, thank you so much for joining in. Oh my God, I cannot believe this is happening right now. My goodness, La Chuperia is in the building. La Chuperia joined the show. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I miss you guys. Like, honestly, I miss going to you guys. I haven't been there in quite some time, and I gotta get myself some tortas. I gotta go like for at least like a month's supply worth of food to last me, and a month's worth supply of my favorite drinks, the micheladas, of course. Oh my God, congratulations on the win. You guys won the michelada contest. Hey, big shout out to you guys, La Chuperia. If you have not tried their micheladas, go ahead and try them. Literally, go there right now. Go right now. Go today. Make it happen because they're freaking delicious. All right. Big shout out to DJ D-Loop in the building. DJ D-Loop, thank you so much for joining in, my guy. All right, who else we got? All right, DJ Shaggy, DJ Shaggy always tuning in. Thank you so much for joining. Everybody who has tuned in today, thank you guys. I'm really happy that you guys are here. Yamas Romalda, thank you. All right, let's get back to the show. All right. Now look, guys, the show started in a very different direction, okay? I was going to talk about something completely different, and then it just came into my mind that, this whole different cultures, when they mix, I want to know if it's for the clout on TikTok or if it's something that's really happening in those people's marriage, okay? What do you guys think? Are the couples on TikTok, are they posting their bad relationship on purpose to get the follows, to get the laughs, or are they honestly having that type of relationship? And I also want to know, do you have that type of relationship in your life, and would you stay? Would you stay in that relationship, right? Would you stay in such a negative relationship, such yelling back and forth? I mean, I've seen, couples on TikTok throw punches at each other. Like, that's, to me, that's, just unacceptable behavior. I would not be a part of that at all. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I need to know, for the show, I need to know who's going to join me for a shot. Okay? Because I started the show as I was grabbing ideas on my head. It kind of just happened, and I forgot to take a shot with all of you, right? So, who's going to join me? I need to know. On Instagram, on Twitch. Look, I already have my shot glass ready. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about this shot glass, okay? I'm a little bit hurt, upset, but I'm going to go ahead and admit to the fact that this is my own fault. Okay, because this shot glass was given to me by my friend. It was a good. He was a good friend. That's too mean. He was a good friend. Follow me on TikTok as I talk trash about my friend. Go ahead and follow me on TikTok. That way my follows grow and my likes grow as well as I trash my friend on TikTok. No, he's still a good friend. And I know he did this as a joke, but it hurt, guys. It hurt. Look, here it is. I already posted this on Instagram, but that's how my friend sees me. With the panza. Ouch. That's cold. Everybody on Twitch, look at that. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, no, the light is not good over there. Well, check out my Instagram. You'll see it there. It's on my story. My friend sees me with this big old gut. I gotta lose weight. Right? I keep making a bet with him every year. And every year I lose. But this is a year I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna lose. Alright? I'm putting it out there. I'm making this live on my show. Okay? Making this live on my show that I'm not gonna lose this year. I'm gonna lose weight, okay, and get a six-pack within a year. Otherwise, I have to buy my friend a steak dinner. I have bought him 3 steak dinners. This is embarrassing as I say it out loud. It's embarrassing as I'm talking about it. I'm not happy about this, okay? I know I'm laughing, but that's just part of the show. I gotta put up a good face, okay? I'm not happy about this. I gotta do it this year. This year, I absolutely 100% have to lose the weight, get a six-pack, and make this happen once and for all. As a matter of fact, you heard it here on my show. If you know a trainer that is willing to train me for free, I'm just kidding. Doesn't everybody logged off the show right now? When I said for free, everybody, this guy. No, not for free. Maybe for tequila. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out the pricing details later. We don't have to talk about price right now. All right, the price is not important. Okay. But if you know a trainer that is willing to train me, look at this body. Look at this body. It's not that bad. It's not the end of the world. It's not an end of the world body, okay? I could still survive stuff, all right? Don't hate on the body. Like, I could still survive things if there was like a catastrophe and there was like bigger dudes than me. I could probably like, outrun them. That's so sad. That is a bad joke. Don't repeat that joke. Do not repeat that joke. But anyways, I could survive stuff, all right? So this body ain't all that bad. I'm only 35 pounds overweight. Relax. Relax, people, okay? But I do have that bet going on with my friend, and I want all of you guys to help me. You guys have to help me stay in shape, okay? So every Friday when I do my show, I'm going to go ahead and make it a thing to showcase the progress that I have made in my life, in my workout life, and in my having healthy eating habits life. And hopefully we find me a trainer, okay? I'm counting on you guys. I'm counting on you guys to find me a trainer that could take on the responsibility of making me get a six-pack. I said it. All right, so look, see how distracted I get, guys? This is what happens. This is what happens every single show. I start off somewhere and I end up somewhere completely different. So let's go ahead and go back to the shot. Cheers. What am I going to toast today? I seem to toast a lot of the same stuff all the time. So today I'm going to go ahead and change it. I'm going to make it a little bit different. And today I am going to toast TikTokers. Okay? Yeah, that's right. If you are a TikToker, if you are a YouTuber, if you are some sort of influencer anywhere on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, cheers to you. And here's the reason why, okay? Here's the reason why you are being toasted today on the show. Because you made it. You made it, okay? Everybody that hates on you is just that. They're a hater, okay? You literally made it to where everybody wants to get to, okay? And you didn't have to go through the regular path of going to Hollywood, getting into the movies, being discovered by a studio because you sing really well, nothing, all right? You just decided that, hey, what I'm doing, I'm putting out some content on this new platform. I think it's pretty good. It doesn't even have to be funny. It just has to be good. Whatever it is that you choose, it just has to be good. So you decided that you're going to put out this content, and people decided to follow you. Okay? People decided to follow you. And here's the thing. People decided to follow you by the thousands, millions. Okay? And then companies saw that you had so many people following you, and now they want to pay you money because you had so many people following you. Like, to me, that is amazing. And that's why this shot goes out to you. Big cheers to all of the TikTokers, all of the YouTubers, all of the influencers out there. You made it. This tequila shot goes to you. Okay? Here's another thing that I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm actually just going to sip on the tequila. Okay? I have decided that I think it's more important to sip on tequila than to just take the shot. This was, very handcrafted. It was made especially for you to be able to taste it. Like, tequila is not meant for you to just get stupid drunk. Okay? The people making this wanted you to experience the flavor. So moving forward on the show, when I take these shots, I'm gonna go ahead and sip on them little by little. Um, let's go ahead and start that right now. So cheers to all the influencers. Cheers to all the TikTokers. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for doing what you do, for making it, and for being an inspiration to everybody else that wants to make it. So let's go ahead and take that first sip. Oh my God. Whew. So, that tequila is handcrafted Don Abraham tequila. It's organic. It hits a little bit different. It hits a little bit better. It is freaking good tequila. Okay. So, now let's get into the show. I went all over the place, guys, but I actually had, I promise you, I had a show in mind. I came across this article, okay? I wasn't looking for this article. It just kind of like appeared. And I was just in awe, okay? I was in awe. So I wanted to share this article with you guys, and I wanted to talk about the article, okay? So the article, what the article is, it is conversation starters. Big shout out to you, Mr. SRT Lagunas. Thank you so much for joining in the late night show starring DJ Pakman. Hello, hello. All right. So these are conversation starters where if you had nothing to talk about and you were in front of strangers, these are topics of conversation you would engage on in order to make it a good conversation. So these are in the form of questions, and I'm going to read the question and then I'm going to answer the question for you. But the real point to this is that I'm so in awe that these were suggestions for conversation starters, okay? Like I'm in awe. And I want to know if people actually go to parties, to networking events, to wherever. Honestly, if you're like in at the bus stop, I want to know if these are the questions that you ask a complete stranger. Okay? So here we go. The first question. Once again, I am in awe that these were actually questions written in this article. But here you go. First question. If you were in a circus, which character would you be? If you were in a circus, which character would you be? All right. My answer to that. Okay, my answer to that. If I was in a circus, if I was in a circus, I've been to the circus maybe once or twice. I honestly, I remember the circus more by what the movies say it is, right? I would want to say that the character that I would want to be is like Robin from the movie, Batman and Robin. Like the aviators, the ones that are throwing themselves, in the air. But with my incredible fear of heights, I don't think that's a possibility for me. So I'm gonna be realistic on this one, and I think I would make a really good MC. Okay, the master of ceremony at the circus, presenting all of the acts. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DJ Pakman Circus. What do you guys think? I think I would be a pretty darn good MC. Stop all the hate. Okay, I don't want. There's no hate allowed in this show. All right, do not hate on my MC skills. So, if I were in the circus, the character that I would want to be is the MC. Okay? But now, to get a little bit deeper into this question, would you answer that freaking question? Would you answer that question? That's the real ticket. I don't know that I would answer that question. I would kind of look at that person and think they're weird. If a person came up to me at a bus stop, like I'm thinking here at a bus stop, right? I would look at how they're dressed and see if they're on drugs. That's literally what I would do if somebody came and asked me this question at a bus stop. Okay? Like we're sitting at the bus stop waiting for the bus, and then this person turns to me and is like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" "It's going good. Hey, I have a question for you." "Yeah, sure, man. Shoot. What's your question?" If you were in a circus, which character would you be? But bro, like I'm gonna go stand and wait for the bus standing somewhere because you're creeping me out, man. I don't know where that question came from. Are you on drugs? Like, what's up? Like, I don't know what you did in your life, to think that it's okay to ask that kind of question to a complete stranger at a bus stop. Whatever it is, good luck to you. But I'm gonna stay away from you. Okay? You come to me and ask me that question, I'm gonna go ahead and stay away from you. But now here's the other question that goes along with this. Is there a proper moment to ask this question to a complete stranger? Right? Okay, that's a good question. Is there a proper moment to ask this question to a complete stranger? I'm trying to think that maybe, right? You're sitting down at a circus. Is that fair? Is that fair? You're sitting down at a circus and you're looking at all of the acts, right? And you're like, you look to your right and, maybe you think the person next to you is cool. And you ask them that question and you're like, "Hey man, I know I don't know you. I know I don't personally know you, but if you were, well, no, not if you were at a circus. We are at a circus. We're at a circus right now. We're at a circus. Which character would you want to be?" Now, if somebody asked me that question at a circus, and once again, it's a complete stranger sitting next to me, I would still think they're on drugs. Like, I really would. I would still think they're on drugs. Maybe, they smoked a little weed. But I would be more willing. I'd be more willing to answer the question. Okay, I'd be like, "Oh, well, that guy, the one doing all the announcements, I would be that guy. But, I want to watch the act, so how about you just pay attention to the act? Pay attention to the act. Dímelo." I paid money to be in here. So did you. So, is that cool? All right. So that was one of the questions. I'm going to go ahead and go on to the next one, but I'm going to take a sip of that tequila one more time. Look at this. Like, honestly, besides the insulting nature of this tequila shot glass, this is too funny. This is a really nice tequila shot glass. This is actually very sweet of my friend to get this for me. Like, this is quite nice. All right, so once again, taking a sip. Okay. Next question. The next question says, what is the worst advice you have given? What is the worst advice you have given? Okay, look, I gotta answer this question before I get into the whole dynamics of what I think about the question. So the worst advice that I've ever given, that's like a deep thinker. That's a deep thinker question. I don't think I know the answer to that, but honestly, like the thing that comes to mind about the worst advice that I've ever given is the fact of when I get asked for directions by a complete stranger and I don't know the answer to their question, right? I don't really know like the directions, and then in my mind it goes into like a completely, like it goes into like a real fantasy world type story. Like it goes into fiction. It becomes a fictional thing where the people asking for directions are tourists, right? And they came here from really far away, and as they came to me to ask me for directions, they were on like a Mission Impossible type situation, and the fate of the world was going to be the fate of the world rested on the answer to that question that they asked me, like, where is this building? And I tell them, oh well, it's that way, just go 2 streets that way and you'll find it. And I straight up just lied because I don't know where the building is. And what they were doing is they were trying to stop a bomb from exploding. It was an atomic bomb. It was an atomic bomb, and they wanted it. They wanted to stop it from exploding, destroying the world. That would be the worst advice you could give somebody. That would be terrible. Okay, that would be on another level terrible, because if that's the worst advice you've ever given, you literally just killed the entire human race because you didn't give that tourist couple the right directions to where the building is, and they were looking for that building to save the world because there was an atomic bomb that was gonna blow up, and you gave them the wrong directions. So now when you get to heaven, God is gonna tell you, what's up, man? Like, why'd you destroy the world? And you'll be like, no, God, it was, nah, like, I didn't want to look bad in front of these strangers, and I just set these directions. But come on, God, like, it ain't, it ain't like that, man. Like, and God's just like there pressing the button for you to go to hell. And you're like, nah, don't do me like that, God. Like, gee, like, don't press that button, man. Like, I was just, doing what other people do. Like, I didn't know where that building was, so I just kind of pointed that way. Like, don't, God, don't send me that. And God is like, boom. God is like, boom. Right? Adventures with Rena, thank you so much for joining in. So, the question is, what is the worst advice you have given? That would be the worst advice I could give somebody in my own fantasy world. That's a completely fictional story. We're all still here. The world hasn't been destroyed yet. So don't worry about it, guys. It was just a fictional story, okay? But the real question about that question is, would you ask that to a complete stranger as a conversation starter? Would you ask a complete stranger, what is the worst advice you have given, to start a conversation? Oh man, if somebody came up to me and asked me that, I go to a lot of networking events, okay? I do a lot of networking. And if I was at a mixer, walking around, doing my thing, passing out business cards, saying hello to people, okay? And somebody came up to me and they were like, hey, man. Like, hey, can I ask you a question? Sure. Yeah, shoot. What's your question? What's the worst advice you've ever given? I would keep walking. I would keep walking. Like, somebody did not teach you social skills to be in this environment, and I don't want to take it upon myself to go ahead and be your guide on how to talk to people. Like, that's not my job. Your mom, your dad, your parents failed you. Your circle of friends failed you. They failed you because that's not the question that I would ask in a social setting to a complete stranger to start a conversation. Okay? I wouldn't ask that question. I mean, would you? Go ahead and comment. Whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on Instagram, I want to hear what you have to say. Would you start off a conversation that way? What's the worst advice you've ever given? Whoever wrote this article, I'm a little confused. Hello, A-Train02. Thank you so much for joining in on the late night show starring DJ Pakman. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Everybody on Twitch, I got nothing but love for you. Thank you for joining in. So far, I'm on question number 2. We have a lot more questions to get through. We might not get through all of them. But that's okay. That's okay. There's no need to get through all of them. I just want to know if there's a general consensus today on the show with everybody that's listening. I want to know if there's a general consensus that these are questions you wouldn't ask to strangers to start conversations. Okay? Here, okay, moving on to the next question. And once again, the way this is working, I am answering the question first. I'm answering the question first, and then I'm going to talk about the question, okay? So, next question is, what is one thing you should never say at a wedding? Okay. First and foremost, I really want to emphasize this. This is a stupid question because this is something that's happened to me personally, and like that's just like not cool. Okay, I'm really upset that this question is in here because I'm gonna answer it honestly, and it was a mistake that I made at a wedding, and I'm very embarrassed by it. I'm upset by it. But I made the mistake anyways. I can't go back in time. And I'm sorry. Look, Siri is saying, I'm sorry. That's how bad this story is gonna be, okay? But as always, you're on the late night show starring DJ Pakman, and I come bearing honesty. Honesty to you guys, all the people listening in. Here we go. What is the one thing that you should never say at a wedding? And that is, never get one of the names of either the bride or the groom wrong if you're on the microphone. Yes, guys, I know I said it happened to me. It was super embarrassing. Let's not dwell on it, okay? Yeah, you guys are being jerks right now. You're making me remember this nightmare that I had, and I'm not too happy about it, but that's okay. So, this is what happened. I was at a wedding, and all the rituals of the wedding were already over. So we were like on dance mode. We were on dance mode part. And my friend Hector happened to be the photographer for this wedding as well. And when I was going to hype up the when I was going to hype up the crowd, I wanted to say, let's give it up to the groom, whatever his name was. And I said, let's give it up to the groom, Hector. I don't know why I said that. I think I had like caught a glimpse of my friend who was taking pictures. So that's what came to mind. It was super embarrassing. So that's definitely the one thing you do not want to say at a wedding. You do not want to get one of the names wrong, especially if you're on the microphone, okay? Especially if you're on the microphone. And here's the thing. What if the girl had an ex-boyfriend named Hector? And that's the name you said. What if the whole thing broke out into a fight and they ended up getting divorced or separating or leaving separate that day because you said the wrong name and you reminded her or him of their ex and it just became this big old fight? I'm a DJ, guys. That would have been on me. That's definitely not the responsibility you want. And look, I messed up. Luckily, nothing went wrong, okay? Like, I don't think people even paid attention. Like, I think it was just kind of like, they kept dancing. It wasn't a big deal. But that has traumatized me for a long time. You know, like, that's definitely one of my worst memories at a gig where I messed up. Okay? Whew. Oh, man. It's good to let that off my shoulders. I actually feel good about it. So, but now, here's the real question on the show. Why would you say that to a stranger to start a conversation? Like, I don't understand any situation, any social situation that you would be in where you should say that to anybody. Not even a friend. Not even if you're there with friends. Well, okay, I could think of one. If you are friends with the best man or the maid of honor and they're gonna give a toast, you could ask them that question. What is the one thing you should never say at a wedding? But if you do that to the best man or the maid of honor, you're a complete douchebag. And I'm going to tell you why. You're a complete douchebag because now you're going to put so much stress on the fact that they're going to do a toast because they're the best man or maid of honor. And now they're just going to be thinking the whole time, am I going to say something stupid? And that's going to be your fault. Okay? So, yeah, no, I can't think of a single situation where you would ask that question in a social setting and it would be okay. So I'm really sorry to whoever wrote this article because so far we're on question number 3 and not one question have I thought of where I would think somebody's completely sane if they asked me the question or where I would actually answer the question. I'm sorry, no. But whatever, you know. So whoever wrote this article thought these were actual conversation starters. So maybe they wrote this article because they use these as conversation starters and it worked for them. That's a possibility. Okay. Hey, if it worked for you, more power to you. You know, whatever drugs you were using. I mean, no, disregard that. That was rude. If it worked for you, more power to you. Let's move on to the next question. This is definitely a question that I could see. This is a good question, okay? This is a good question because it definitely, I could see people ask this in a social setting to a complete stranger, okay? It's a funny question, and I think, you know, I think it works, okay? So the question goes, what is the worst pickup line you have ever heard? What is the worst pickup line you have ever heard? Look, guys, I actually did a whole show on pickup lines. Okay, so you could actually go on my YouTube, Famous DJ Agency. Actually, I think it's DJ Pakman, YouTube DJ Pakman, and you could find the show on pickup lines. But once again, I think this is a good question. It's a funny question, and it could definitely be used as a conversation starter, especially if you're trying to pick up on the person that you're using this question on, okay? So, I would go along the lines of something. Well, first and foremost, let me answer the question, right? What is the worst pickup line you have ever heard? Whew. Worst pickup line I have ever heard. I mean, I would go with, did it hurt? What? When you fell from heaven? Whoo! Give me your digits. Give me your digits. Yeah, that's right. Did it hurt when you fell from? Cause you an angel. You an angel, girl. Yeah. Give me those numbers. Give me those numbers. Worst pickup line ever told. Now, this is how I would use it in a social setting if I was trying to pick up on a girl. Number one, if I wasn't married. Okay, number one, if I wasn't married. But if I was trying to pick up on a girl and I'm at a social setting and I wanted to use this line to start a conversation, I would go along the lines of something like this. Hey, is it okay if I ask you a question? Yeah, what's up? I was just wondering, what's the worst pickup line you've ever heard? You know, and let's say the girl answers, oh, I think this is the worst pickup line. Okay. Or if she answers, I don't know. Why do you want to know? Right? I think that's more along the lines of what a girl would answer. I think it would be like, why do you want to know? I think that's more fair. And what you would say, what you would respond to that is, oh, to make sure I don't use that on you. Whew! Give me them numbers. Yeah. Give me them digits. Ooh. Right? Hey, I'm just saying, I'm married for a reason. All right? I won. All right? I won the finish line. If the finish line is to get married, then I am the winner of that finish line. So, big shout out to you, Elise Rock 20. So, once again, this is how I would use that question. I would ask a girl, hey, what's the worst pickup line you've ever heard? And when she says, why do you want to know? I would answer, because I don't want to use it on you. Bam! I think that girl would give you her phone number and that's it. That would be a relationship. That, case closed. Case closed. Okay. So once again, out of the 4 questions that we've gone over so far, this is the first question that I could definitely see. Like, okay, I would use this on a normal social setting. It's a funny question and it gets the job done. It's kind of like an icebreaker. You get people to think. It's a funny question, okay? So let's move on to the next question. Okay. I think this next question is also a good conversation starter, okay? I think it's a good conversation starter. I don't think it's like the best, okay? I don't think it's the best conversation starter, but it's definitely something that's usable, okay? And once again, correct me if I'm wrong. If you think I'm wrong, go ahead and say so in the comments, all right? Do not be shy about commenting on this. The question is, if you could only store one type of food in your pocket, what would you carry? If you could only store one type of food in your pocket, what would you carry? Now, this question's difficult. And it would really get people to think. I'm going to tell you why. What would go through my head, because I have to answer the question first, is am I doing this out of survival? Or am I doing this out of something that tastes good to me and that I like and I could eat forever without any of the repercussions of unhealthiness? Okay, so that would be my follow-up question to this. Big shout out Raul Rendon 007. Raul Rendon 007. Thank you so much for joining in. Big shout out to you. So once again, I would have follow-up questions. I would have follow-up questions to the question. If you could only store one type of food in your pocket, what would you carry? I would ask, are there health consequences to this? Is this a survival mode question? Like, what does this question entail? Like, this is the food that you could eat for the rest of your life? You can't eat anything else? Or is this just food that you have in your pocket and whenever you want it or whenever you want to share, you're able to do so, but you can still eat all other foods, right? You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and take it back because this is a stupid question. This question brings up more questions, and you would never get to the end of it, and like that's just stupid, right? Like who wants that? Nah, like that's if you want a conversation starter, you don't want to ask a question that just brings about more questions, and you never get to the end of it. So, but anyways, to answer the question, if there are no health consequences, if there are no negative health consequences, the food that I would have in my pocket for the rest of my life, pastel de tres leches. Hey, if you don't like pastel de tres leches, get out of my feed. Pastel de tres leches. That's the food item I would have in my pocket for the rest of my life. I would share it with the world. There's no negative health consequences. It would never go bad. It would always be cold. Like, it would be the perfect pastel de tres leches. Whenever I want it, it would be there. I would eat it. Perfect. No negative consequences. Don't even get started on the negative consequences, okay? Because that's not what we're doing here today. So, pastel de tres leches. That is my answer. But, okay, so once again, I think this is a question that you could definitely ask as a conversation starter to a complete stranger. But you gotta come in with... You gotta come in with a warning, okay? You gotta come in with a warning. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. Gotti Bay 87, big shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining in. All right, for this question, you gotta come in with a warning because you cannot just ask that question out of the get-go. You can't just go up to someone and say, hey, what kind of food would you store for the rest of your life in your pocket? You would be a weirdo, okay? You would be a weirdo if you did that, and that's not what you want to be, okay? So if you were going to ask this question to do a conversation starter to a complete stranger, it would go along something like this, okay? You know, it would kind of go, I don't know if you ever did this in high school or college, or even to this day, I still do this, and you know, this is my conversation starter technique, okay? All right? So take notes, all right? If you want to learn how to talk to people for the first time. Hey, how's it going? How are you doing today? Good. Oh, okay. What brings you to this event today? Oh, awesome. That really good to hear. Okay, look, I'm trying to get to know people, so I have one question that I'm asking. I hope it's okay with you. That I asked you this question. It's gonna get you to think a little bit. It's a fun question, but I just, wanted to give you the heads up. And you could choose not to answer it, but, I'm trying to get to know people at this event. So I hope you're okay with me asking this question. Is it okay if I ask this question? Awesome. Really, thank you so much. Okay, so the question is, if you could only store one type of food in your pocket, what would you carry? Oh, okay. Now look, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Don't read the question, right? You gotta have it memorized. Okay, you can't have this article pulled up and saying that to they'll think you're like an introvert. They'll think you're super like weird. Okay, and not that introverts are not weird. Introverts are not weird at all. That's not what I'm saying. Oh, big shout out to Michelle. Thank you so much for joining in the late night show starring DJ Pakman. Thank you. So once again, introverts are not weird. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that you would look weird if you go to a mixer of sorts and you ask that question with your phone out and you tell them like, hey, I'm going to ask you a question to get to know you, and you have it prepared. Like this is not a good look. Is that fair? Does everyone agree with me? That's not a good look. I don't recommend it. Okay? So don't do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were only able to get through to. Oh, we actually got. Oh my God, we actually got to question number 6. Number 5. Question number 5. So we did not too bad. Okay, we got to question number 5. Now we're about to jump into our mix. Okay, our 1 hour of 1 hour of nonstop music right here with your boy DJ Pakman. It's about to go down. I'm gonna go ahead and set this up. I'll be right back, y'all. Hey, everybody on Instagram, we're gonna go ahead and switch accounts. We're gonna go ahead and head on over to Famous DJ Agency for this nonstop hour of music. Thank you guys for joining in. I love you guys. I hope you guys had fun on our hour of whatever this is. Just fun talking. I really appreciate the fact that you guys are here. Let's go ahead and head on over to Famous DJ Agency for 1 hour of nonstop music. Thank you guys once again. The video will be up. So go ahead and check for it, and you can watch it all over again. All right? And big shout out to Viking Man 6 for joining in. All right, guys. Love you guys. I'll see you on the other account.